Good morning and welcome to my channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed mental health counselor and a licensed CBT therapist, a cognitive behavior therapist. I have been working in different branches of the mental health, and I still do. I work with ADHD diagnosed patients or clients, work with people who are suffering of PSTD. I work with people who are suffering of serious mental illness like schizophrenia, psychosis, bipolar, antisocial personality disorder, sociopaths, many narcissism, many of these people who suffer of these different diagnoses and people who are under evaluation for different diagnoses. We do work with people who have mental illnesses through trauma, even through COVID recently. We do couples counseling too. I really do enjoy being a mental health counselor because I really feel that it gives me a chance to spread the awareness, to help people who don't have a voice of their own or can't speak for themselves. CBT is known to be a very effective therapy according to research and statistics. Definitely. It's very effective because CBT deals with the here and now theory. We usually have therapy sessions for 8 weeks to maximum 10 weeks and not longer. So it is a short therapy. It's basically to help the client or the patient to understand and process their thoughts in a rational way and to kind of change the negative circle that they're in, because your thoughts leads you to feelings and emotions, and that leads to behavior. Coming back to these cases that I've taken a dear interest in, when I first joined into YouTube, I started with the case of the California City Boys in Aspen Avenue, where the infamous interview of Trezell and Jacqueline West happened, where they said the boys were rambunctious and it was cold. They described everything except the boys. They refused to even mention the boys' names. That case touched me really deep because it wasn't only one child, it was two children. Their people had the audacity to come live on TV and come with something so strange, weird, ridiculous, unexplainable. He said the boys were just gone. They vanished. And that brings me to the case of Summer Wells too. The parents said she vanished from a basement. So I don't know if the Wells, I personally believe the Wells have copied. They have a copycat copycat case going on with the West and the Wells, or the Wells and the West. Everything seems to be the same theory, except the two boys disappeared or wandered off from their backyard. And these two said that Summer wandered off from an isolated home up in the hill, which is difficult for any person to come across unless they know the area well. Thank you, Chris McDonough, Carrie McDonough, Dylan, your mods. Chris, you know, you've done an excellent job. Always love listening to the interview room. I learned so much from you and from Duty Wrong. You're a fantastic people who are just so thoughtful in helping these missing children. That brings me to many other YouTube creators who are doing a wonderful job. I guess everyone's doing a wonderful job in their own way. But since this channel is about awareness, that is the reason I came to record this clip. What is happening with the Summer Moon Utawells case is really, really turning disturbing, concerning, sad, heartbreaking. I personally believe that people are really disappointed and frustrated that we can't come to a conclusion or come to a closure with Summer's case, with the California City Boys, especially Summers. But what I don't understand is we need to step back and be mindful and ask ourselves, are we contributing to the case or are we doing more damage to this case? And right now, I personally believe we are doing more damage than good. You can picture if Summer's brothers were watching any of this YouTube nonsense that's going on. They've already lost their sister. They've lost their mother. They've lost their father. Whether they're good parents or bad parents, they've lost the only parents they knew in their life. We are accusing everyone because we don't have the answers. So I do understand why we all are speculating. I was speculating too a bit in the charts. I won't lie. I was. But then there has to come a time when you stop, take a break, and think to yourself. All the theories that we are going back to just points out that, like the sheriff said, there wasn't an abduction. The minute Dornwell said that I will meet Summer in the resurrection, I just knew something was wrong. They keep on addressing this little beautiful girl like she was gone every time in the past. Many people may say, even professionals, that they don't see anything in somebody mentioning things in the past. But through my experience and skills as a counselor, when somebody keeps on repeating it more than once, then it could be something else. It could be worth looking into it. Candace said to Chris McDonough in the interview room that the basement door was locked. Nobody could come in and nobody could go out. And the lock wasn't the height of Summer. It was much higher. So unless somebody came, broke into the house, the basement, which definitely they would have heard, or there would have been broken glasses. There's so many theories to look at, which we all have discussed, which we all have mentioned. And sometimes I wonder, I know many people won't like this word, if the parents are guilty of negligence and not murder, but because they were drunk with a 15-year-old boy, could they have just panicked and come up with this abduction theory? That is completely possible. Why wouldn't it be possible? Both of them have a criminal past. In cognitive behavior therapists, we always do case studies, actually in every mental health and psychology. Psychologists do that too. And when you do a case study is really important to go back to the person's background from when they were toddlers, maybe 5, 6 years old, to see the child's development till they become adults, to see the relationships and connections of the families and themselves. Because it tells a lot of a person. Even genetically, if there's any mental illness there. Dawn and Candace, it's no secret and no lie that they're on serious drug addictions. They're drinking constantly. And then they come on YouTube playing with cats and dogs and everything possible. The reason I believe that there are suspects is just the same way I believe Jacqueline and Trezell are suspects too. So is Barry Morphew and Larry Mileti. When somebody says the loved one has gone missing, especially children, and your spouse, like Barry Morphew and Larry Mileti, it's been over a year. Why aren't you all involved in the searches? Like they say, actions speak louder than words. Their actions have given us no other choice but put them high, way up in the list. But then as a counselor, I find it strange too that Don, whether he's lying or not, which I wouldn't know, which no one would, I believe Don has never changed his story. He's been very constant with what he said. Whether he stuck to the abduction theory or whatever, a human being at some point of their life would have got something wrong, especially after so many months. Candace is the one who's refusing to talk in public, and I personally believe she's refusing to talk in public because she knows exactly what happened. I really don't believe that Don was there, but that's my personal opinion. I believe he must have had to the cover-up or whatsoever, but that's my personal opinion, and that is my opinion as Huda London and not as a mental health counsellor. Hunter could be involved too, although he's a minor. I'm not saying he's involved, but I'm just saying his theories don't make sense. Why would a 15-year-old boy be explaining that Dawn calls every once in 2 hours? He said every time. So is he with Candace every time to know that Dawn calls at a certain time? Why was Hunter so busy putting the blame on Dawn? He was driving Dawn under the bus. Clearly. I wonder if something happened while Hunter and Candace were up to no good. If something happened to Summer. Or if Hunter was play fighting her and something happened there. or if are brothers, like the pictures show them tossing each other, they have one of the brothers under the water. And that picture is clearly, you can see Summer standing in the water and her brothers. They have one brother down, upside down inside the water, and the rocks inside the water. So I wonder how often was those brothers play fighting? Could one of them have by mistake fallen on Summer? Could Summer have fallen down the steps? This is really, I really don't mean to go into speculations, but anything could be possible. As for Jody Sue, I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say much about Jody Sue, but I would just say Jody Sue's story doesn't make sense too. It's never made sense for me, and it's not because I don't understand her accent. Or I've tried to understand and analyze Jody Sue. And I think Jody Sue knows much more than she's saying. And why would she feel threatened? Why would her sons feel threatened? Is it because you know more than you're saying? I never like to separate families. And I don't advise anyone to do that. But in this case, with the Wells and with the West, I'm really happy that law enforcement and CPS, although they could have come much earlier and intervened, I'm happy that they came finally and took the 3 boys. And in Jacqueline and Trezelle's case, they took the other 4 boys. I hope Bakersfield, California updates us more on the Orrin and Austin case. Trezelle needs to come clean, because Trezelle, look at Barry Murphy and look at Larry Mileti. The clock is ticking. It's ticking for you. And it's really going to be cold for you. Like you said, it was cold. You need to answer to law enforcement, to the public, and especially to God. Those 2 innocent babies and Summer haven't done anything for these selfish, evil parents to not come with a good explanation of their negligence. And my last thing I would really like to speak about is the YouTube creators. Let's be mindful. Without me mentioning any names, I personally believe that this is enough. I'm sure that there are many people in the chats who are tired of this, because I do not join all the chats, but I just sit at times when I come from work and observe what people write in the chats at times. And I really see that everybody's sick and tired of it. So as creators, even me included, I believe we have a responsibility to spread mindfulness, awareness, respect, boundaries, to stop putting up people's phone numbers, other YouTube's creators' is information out. That is lack of respect. And that is one of the things that I deal with a lot in the mental health branch. It's called bullying. Bullying has no place in the society. We're here to find a little girl, search for answers together, united together. Let's not destroy these cases. Instead of y'all trying to actually find a way to talk to Candace, we seem to be scaring Candace away. What if Candace is really innocent? Has anyone ever thought of that? It is a possibility that there's negligence and something happened to Summer while she was off the radar with all the addiction she's doing, and she could have panicked. That is completely possible. But we keep on targeting them, and everyone says that I really hope this family fixes up, and poor Summer and poor boys, and Candice should work to get her boys back. Candice can't do anything. She needs counseling. She needs drug addiction therapy. But Candice can't do anything as long as we are attacking on YouTube, on social media, on TikTok, on Facebook. Candice could be a suspect, but at the same time, she herself has been a victim. Like I said, in counseling, we do case studies. Both Dawn and Candice have been abused, SOs and everything when they were younger. The previous children were taken from them, Candice by CPS and Dawn by his previous wife. He tried to sell his son, who's 33 years old now, Dawn Jr., to his drug dealer, according to his stepsister, who's mentioned that many times. So Dawn ain't no saint, but they have been through things themselves. So what I'm trying to say is let the law enforcement do their job. Let the mental health team in Tennessee, the CPIs, do their job. Let the human trafficking TBI do their job. They will come to the bottom of this. I really do believe that. Chris did a beautiful job and made it easier for Tennessee to get a timeline, or to get an estimated timeline with all the nonsense. So let Tennessee do the work, and let's support them. Let's pray for Summer. Let's put up good clips about Summer. Let's spread awareness. The other missing children, like 5-year-old Lena, Michael Monkey. Michael Wong has been missing from Idaho since 27 July. I don't see anyone talking much about him. But when it's a case about Summer and everyone heard that other creators are going to YouTube, then the whole madness had to go down to YouTube. For what? Exactly for what did you all go to Tennessee for? I've been watching the whole of Christmas and ignoring it. But let's see, what have you all done? Did you all find Summer? I don't think so. Did you all find any answers? Did you find the neighbors that you were searching for? Or did you go to promote your names and your channels? I find this pathetic, and this needs to stop, honestly. You will end up losing subscribers. You will end up losing self-respect, which you all seem to be doing well by yourselves. I personally ain't here to gain out of YouTube. I'm here to spread awareness. And I really care about these missing children. So please help me to spread the awareness. Put your beef aside. Let's be united. A lot can be done when we're united. And a lot can be destroyed when we're divided. So for Summer's sake, please come together. Stop this nonsense. Everyone needs to find a hobby. It is important to take self-care, and especially a self-break from YouTube itself. Because that itself is a sickness when people are 24 hours on YouTube doing nothing, because there's no new updates. Every day before I go to work, I check, I Google up, I research and check if there's any new updates about Summer, the California City Boys, Michael Wong, Lena. That's all you need to do. And when you find something worth discussing about, tune in. The awareness is needed, but the awareness is not needed at the sense it's going. At the rate it's going, we are changing the timelines. We are changing the stories. And what is strange is, as a counselor, I see that and I find that really, really fascinating. That everything that people say on YouTube, Don and Candace seem to be listening to it, and they go and change their narratives according to what they heard. So stop giving them the upper hand and search for Summer. Search for Summer in a decent, respectful way that Summer's brothers and Summer would have been proud of you, would be proud of us. We owe that to Summer. We owe that to the California City Boys. We owe that to Lena. Nobody's paying attention to her case. We owe that to all the thousands of kids that are missing. And let's stop attacking each other, one another. Let's spread love and not hate. Life is too short for this. And I really do understand what Sheriff Ronnie Lawson meant when he said that he doesn't want social media people in this case. Because just look at the drama that's been caused. Half of the people who went to Tennessee from YouTube, it looks like they went and tampered more with the case than getting any answers. So stop being selfish. Stop being selfish and turning against each other. The more eyes on this case and the more we help each other, the more quicker we get to answers. This ain't about super chats. This ain't about which channel is running the best or who is the funniest. This is about spreading awareness for the missing children. And I really need to get that off my chest and say it, because it's about time we become mindful. In counseling, ethical morals is really, really important. You should know your respect, boundaries, empathy, remorse. There's nothing going on. Nothing going on. So at least do it for Summer's brothers. Do it for Summer's brothers. The oldest is 13, going on 14. They're already grieving and missing their sister and their parents. So let's not contribute to something that could permanently damage these boys, give them PTSD, give them trauma, anxiety, depression that they're already suffering of. We can go back to our home and hug our kids and hug our loved ones. Those boys have nobody. So let's show empathy. And let's respect all these families of missing children. And let law and enforcement do their job. Let them bring them to the court and let the court decide who's guilty and who's not. That's all I would want to say. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. And I really hope we find someone. I really hope we find Austin and Orvin. I really hope that we find it in our heart to forgive each other, to spread love and not hate. Because love will lead us far. There's so much to learn from each and every creator. And I really mean it. All of y'all are brilliant. It's just that the drama's getting into our trauma. It's getting into people actually having, I don't know what to say, having chills hearing the nonsense that's every day going on TV. It could have been a bit funny at the start, but nah. It's like you start wondering, are we in a school bench with year year 3 and year 4? This doesn't make sense. We're here to solve cases or to help, not actually to solve cases. Let me correct myself. We're here to help and search for the missing ones. We are not here to pass judgments. That is so unnecessary. That's so uncalled for. And now people in YouTube and social media are taking it to another level. Anything is possible. I personally believe in Summer's case. I wouldn't be surprised if human trafficking could have been involved, because the way I researched and the way I checked, TBI in Tennessee usually gets involved when it is suspicion of human trafficking. And Tennessee has a lot of human trafficking. So maybe because of the negligence, Candice and Dawn feel guilty, or maybe they owed their dealer some money. God forbid. But that is what Hunter said. The deal is done. He said that that's what the dealer texted Candice. So I wonder, what deal was it? Was there accident and Candice asked the dealer to complete the job for her with Summer? God forbid. So I really don't understand that. Let's take it easy. And let's work on other cases. Those are the missing children need us too. They need our voices. So thank you very much, everyone. Stay blessed. Eat well. Please sleep well. Take good mental health awareness. Mental health is really triggering many people, especially after the COVID epidemic. So please do that. Get enough time to sleep. That's part of boundaries too. Set a boundary, set a timetable when it comes to social media, honestly. Because right now it's really, really heartbreaking that all these YouTube creators who are up to no good are actually hijacking the 5-year-old missing girl's case. So let's not be selfish. This is the same mistake that happened in the California City Boys. Let's not hear it again. There goes my train station and the trains. Anyway, everyone, have a lovely day. Wherever you are, stay blessed. Please say a prayer and keep your thoughts for Summer, the California City Boys, Susanna Morphew, Larry Mileti, his wife, Maya May Mileti, Gabby Petito. Domestic violence is an important awareness which happens very often in our society. But most of the times it's too late before people ask for help. That's why it's important to be mindful, to do some active listening. Sometimes just giving a smile to a person could be charity. It could save someone's day from actually making a bad decision in their life. Keep yourself physically healthy, mentally healthy. Do a health welfare check on yourselves. Yeah, that's all I would say. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate the time. Please like and subscribe if you like the contents of my video. And I'm sorry if I look really tired in this video. It's due to I've been down under the weather and I've been just recovering the last 10 days. And I'm going back to work tomorrow, so I have plenty to do. And I haven't been wearing my glasses so I can't see properly. But anyway, that is it from me. I won't bore y'all. And I really hope that you'll like and subscribe. And I really hope that nobody gets offended by what I said today. It's just a piece of advice without mentioning anyone's name. But everyone knows exactly who they are. Because this nonsense has to stop. Boundaries has to be set. We are YouTubers. We are not detectives. We are on YouTube. We are not on law enforcement. We don't work for law enforcement. Chris McDonald has, Duty Ron has, people like that can talk. Profiling Evil has. So these are people with experience. There are many of us who have different skills. All of us definitely. From nurses to counselors to teachers to community workers to important people. Everyone is important on YouTube. But we need to vote and change the laws so that children don't go missing that easily. And that there's awareness to that and there's accountability to it. And if Candace, if you're hearing, please, Candace, try and seek counseling. You need it. I do not mean to criticize. I'm not only talking about the addiction, but Candace, I would advise you to seek counseling because you've lost your daughter. And we hope to find her. And it's a terrible loss for any mother to ever endure. So Candace, I can feel your pain. I do have empathy, and I really hope they find someone. Take good care of yourself, Candace. Just because Dawn isn't around, it doesn't mean you have to give in. Do the right thing. Do what is right. Make it make sense. Please do that. It'll be easier for you, easier for us, and especially easier for Summer. Summer deserves justice. If she's dead or alive, she deserves a decent funeral if she's dead. Please help her, Candace, and let us know where Summer is. Thank you, everyone. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.